Hello, everybody. I am not Morgan Freeman, and welcome to The History of Rocks. Rocks were invented in 15,496 BCE. The Kawane lizard people need a method of throwing objects at their children that was both efficient and easy. They decided that the best course of action was to channel their outer god p.u.n.k with the request of forging a new form of material that would give them the ability to pelt their children without requiring them to hand-carve spheres from bone. This foolish decision would change the course of history. They would soon go extinct due to their hubris. The rock's life cycle is a complex and long process that takes place over thousands of seconds. This topic is complex and will be covered in later releases. However, today, in this hour-long piece, we will discuss the geomorphic wars of 12,540 BCE. This was the day the lizard people would go extinct, as once the rocks waged war, there would be no going back. It was at this time where the mineral people of Kintaboria had become tired with their feeble-minded creators. The leader of the lizard people, Mark Zuckerberg, had arranged for a treaty between the two nations. Little did he know what would become of him. The rock people had developed a contract with p.u.n.k, for he had grown tired of the lizard people. They no longer suited the world he sought to achieve, and thusly he rained Armageddon upon them. Soon rocks of water began to fall from the sky, destroying their homes. Notably, the water rocks never hit the children, who were the original targets for rocks. This water rock would be known as ice. Ice being an acronym for I cannot believe every rock missed my son. The leader of the rock people, Johnson, had made an agreement with a lizard spy by the name of Elonskus Muscus, who would poison the cricket supply of the lizard people. Ultimately, Elonskus Muscus would be captured and tortured for being hideous. His betrayal would never be uncovered. This would be preceded by an air attack from the rock military. The war rocks would... Wait, they aren't rocks? What the fuck are they? Warriors. Then what the hell have I been... Who in the hell would name them war rock? That doesn't make sense. Whose idea was it to make a deck that looks like Amazon support, and also had the nerve to call a warrior deck war rock?
Hey there, fisherman. Aqua Duelist here. So after not going to locals for like a month, because, I went on vacation, so I missed a few weeks for that, and then, there was finishing up some renovation stuff. I had my bed coming in, so I had to be here for that. Phone delivery happened. I was really debating what to take to locals, and my editor, being just the sadistic asshole he is, I absolutely love you, you sick son of a bitch. I'm just saying that now. He said take war rocks to locals. And you know what? Me being the, fucking satanistic asshole that I am, because I love torturing myself, I did. What are my thoughts real quick? I'm just going to say it. This deck is not as bad as I thought it'd be. I managed to win a round with this deck. And round 3, I actually went kind of toe-to-toe for quite some time. My opponent was able to outgrind me. But yeah, I basically went like 2-1 and then left. So I enjoyed playing this deck. It is very hard to play, in, just the style of it. You're going to have a hard time, guys. I'm not saying the deck is hard to play. It's just you're going to have a hard time in a lot of matchups. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this. There are some cards that would change going forward, and I'll point those out when we get there. I wanted to show you guys basically like what I originally just kind of played and what I do going forward, so you guys can, I guess you could say learn with me in a sense. So yeah. So first off, the first War Rock you play is War Rock Forta. So all the War Rocks basically have effects that go on in the battle phase, except Gakdos. We'll get to that. They all boost each other's, each other's attacks, except Gakdos. We'll get to that. And then all the small War Rocks basically have an effect where if they're destroyed by battle, they float into the big ones. I really, really fucking wish that if it was just they're destroyed in general. because nobody is going to go into the battle phase and just, crash into these. This deck basically wants to force your opponent to go into battle phase, crash over your stuff, and you get advantage. If you can't do that, you're not going to have that fun of a time. This deck heavily lacks protection or anything from, like, card effects, If this got some advantage, at least something for if they're destroyed by card effects, this would be so much better. But nope, destroyed by battle, because this is a battle-oriented deck. So, anyways, Forta. So if your monsters basically do battle, she has an effect where basically if I think it's like an Earth Warrior does battle, you can at the end of it, basically add a War Rock card from deck to hand, so you can add one of the spells and such, or traps if you're playing those, but we're not playing any of the traps in this build. So yeah, and then, your warriors get boosted by 200, she floats, so yeah. Next up, War Rock Gyarados. This dude makes the only real combo you have. This deck doesn't combo, it's just, like, Unga Bunga. I drop this, play Warrock Mountain, drop on level 4s, battle phase, drop one of your big boss monsters, and Unga Bunga battle effects. There's no real combo. Except this, with this guy. Basically, if what he is, he's an extender, so if you summon, like, any of your, monsters, you have him in hand, you get to special summon him, so he basically allows for rank 4 plays. That's all he does. He's got no other effect other than, the float thing, which it's, not so good. It's, like, okay. But yeah, so, like, your best combo basically is, like, drop Forta, summon him, special summon him and make, like, Baguska or rank 4, or, go for, like, Utopia double play. That's the only real combo this deck has, so it's really not a hard deck to play. I only played one copy of Warrock Wento. I would bump her up to 2. I had quite a bit of hands where we ended up not really having monsters in our hand. And, it's just, I wanted to see, basically, like, I had hands where I'd see Gyarados, but, like, no Warrock Mountain or anything else, so it's kind of like, I don't want to just summon Gyarados. I wanted to do, like, a rank 4 play, but couldn't, so I'm basically playing, like, one of her and 2 of Rookie Warrior Lady. I would bump Warrior Rookie Lady down to 1 and play 2 Wento. Wento, what she does, you basically pay 800 life points, you can boost one of your, Warrock monsters by, like, 800, and then, she got a float effect, so it's like, she's basically worse Rookie Warrior Lady, in a sense, but it's the fact that she's level 4, so that's kind of why I want to bump her to 2 and Warrior Lady down to 1. I'll talk about Warrior Lady in particular when I get there. I have quite a bit of things I can say. Next up, one Skyla. She's like, so she can basically summon one of your level 5 or lower Warrocks from the grave during the battle phase, but then you can't attack. I think it's like your level 5 hires can't attack directly or something like that. I can't remember exactly. She didn't come up. She only came up once. I think it was, what was it? Rounds 1 and 2 were 3 games. No, round 1 was 2 games. Round 2 was 3 games. Round 3, I'm sorry. Round 1 was 2 games. Round 3, or 2 that I won was 3 games. I beat Heroes. Round 3 was 3 games. I just couldn't push through. So, yeah, out of 8 games, she only came up once. She's just like, she's okay. I don't know. You kind of gotta play her at 1 because she can at least get, basically she can get, Forta back, so you can do stuff with Forta again. That's like the main thing I use her for. Next up is Warrock Meteor Dragon. I just want to say, this is a boss monster done right. Holy shit. Absolutely love this card. So basically when you get, was it Warrock Mountain, you mainly want to grab him and then drop him during the battle phase. Basically he can attack twice, boost your monsters I think by like 200 or something. And if he does battle base, like when he's going into battle, basically your opponent can't use like that monster's effects until like I think it's like the end of the turn or something. Can't remember exactly. He's just really fucking good, like hands down. He looks awesome. He's just, I feel like a boss monster done right. Absolutely love him. He is my go-to card when I play Rock Mountain. Next up, Warrock Bastulos. This card is also... He's kind of like, I guess you could say, like a pseudo boss monster in a sense. So basically with him, quick effect, you can make it where he can attack direct. All your Warrocks gain 200. So basically, like, if you do a bunch of like boosting shit with a bunch of Warrocks, you can just like attack direct for a fuck ton of damage. He actually was the reason why I beat Heroes. Like I had, and then like I remember the last game. Game 3, I dropped him, and I had, what was it, I think it was Dignity is the one that negates, spell and traps during battle phase. My opponent tried to, like, imperm me, and I was like, yeah, negate, and then attack direct with, you know, him, and won. It was insane. People were losing their shit because, you know, somebody won a round with Warrocks, so, you know, that's, like, some serious shit right there, apparently, but, yeah. All in all, not a bad pseudo-boss monster. Basically, like your Gaga Cowboy of the deck. I like him. Next up, 2 rookie Warrior Lady. I am cutting this bitch down to 1. I don't care. She was not as good as I wanted her to be. The only time I really drew her, I had no other monsters in hand and such, so she was absolutely dead. She's basically like a reverse Honest, and then she can recycle your... you know, your Warrock monsters from the grave. So, like, she's good in this deck, but considering we play a low monster count, I really feel like playing 2 Winto and 1 Her is probably just a lot better. It's just, it's weird. I wish I could have gotten to use her during the tournament. She's just... It just didn't get to happen. She was more of a brick to me than anything. I would, like I said, I would just play her 1 and play Winto at 2. I don't think she's absolutely garbage enough to cut. But, you know, I do need to see more of the level 4s. So, yeah. So, going on to spells. Warrock Mountain, absolute best card in the deck. This really gets you going. So, when you activate it, you can add a Warrock monster from your deck to hand. And during the battle phase, if you have a Warrock in your hand, and you, let's say, like, you don't have a copy on the field, like, if I had Meteor Dragon in my hand, and then, like, Gactos and Forts on the field, I could summon the Meteor Dragon, but if I had, like, a Meteor Dragon on my field and in the hand, I can't summon it, so, you know, basically, as long as you don't control that Warrock monster on the field, you can summon it during the battle phase, you know, just get the 1 summon. So this basically can cheat out your boss monster, Meteor Dragon, and then it has another effect where if a Warrock you control will be destroyed by battle, you can send it to the grave instead. So it offers, like, protection during the battle phase. So yeah, I wish it protected against fucking just destruction, but outside of battle. Like, that's the big problem with this deck, and it fucking sucks. Like, honestly, I hate Sunrise. After playing this deck against Heroes, I hate Elemental Hero Sunrise. You know, like, just this matchup. That monster says, fuck Warrocks. So, yeah, I don't think Sunrise is an absolutely broken card or insane or anything. It's just, in this matchup, it fucking sucks. Like, you hate that card. That was the worst enemy of that round, so, yeah. Next up, 3 copies of Warrock Dignity. So this can basically negate a monster effect, and then during the battle phase, your opponent activates a spell or trap or monster effect. You can negate it. You do need to control a Warrock to activate it. It is a quick play, which is really nice. This really came in clutch in the hero matchup, allowed me to negate the imperm. So yeah, that basically let me go through a Bastulos for game. Just really good. It's nice that Warrocks at least have a negate. That's all I can say. Next up, Warrock Medium. if I'm just going to be honest, this card is basically just like a main phase 1 skill drain if you control a level 7 or higher Warrock and, your opponent has... I think it's like a monster special summon for the extra... Or, no, I'm sorry, they have a monster that was special summoned. It's basically like skill drain for your opponent during their main phase 1. Not really a whole lot they can do. At least for effects. They can just special summon a bunch, but yeah. It's like... It's okay, you kind of have to play it because you want your opponent to go straight to the battle phase, basically. Next up, 3 copies of Prosperity. I debated back and forth on this and Extrav. I feel like Prosperity is just better than Extrav. Even though with Extrav you get to draw 2, you gotta see Warrock Mountain. That's just... You gotta see it. I mean, if you don't got Warrock Mountain, you're not gonna be doing as much, so... Yeah, I feel like Prosperity is better. So yeah. Next up, 3 Regeki. Card came in clutch quite a bit. This card put in so much work at locals, it wasn't even funny. This ended up winning me a game, because we're going to go into time. I basically went second, right-gekied, dropped some more rocks, did a bunch of damage direct, and my opponent couldn't do as much damage, and time was called, so I won because of that. Yeah, so next up, I played Forbidden Droplet. Going forward, though, I think I would play probably Dark Ruler No More, even though Dark Ruler No More is like a going second card, and this can go either first or second. I just felt that Dark Ruler, like this card wasn't that impactful. I felt like Dark Ruler No More would have been so much better. I think out of my 8 games, this only came up twice. And I think Dark Ruler No More would just have been so much better. Because the thing is, with your Warrocks, in order for their effects to go off, they just have to do battle. They don't have to, like, do damage. So that doesn't really, matter all that much. So yeah, I would definitely probably just play Dark Ruler No More going forward. For the 1-of cards, play Terraforming, because you gotta see your Warrock Mountain. Reinforce the Army, because you want to see your low-level Warrocks. Call by the Grave, because fuck hand traps. They suck. 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. Wasn't sure what else to put in at the time. 1 Double or Nothing, because we do play the Utopia package. That is it for the spells. We do play a couple trap cards, so... For the traps, I play 3 copies of Solemn Strike. Solemn Strike is good. It's Solemn Strike. Can't really say much else. And then lastly, 3 copies of the Spice. Holy shit. This card was so fucking good in this deck. Grand Horn of Heaven. So basically, it's like Strike. If your opponent special summons a monster, negate the summon, and you basically end the main phase. Your opponent draws a card. So your opponent basically, special summons something during their main phase 1. You can use this, and then just immediate battle phase. Or, if you have, like, Warrock Medium, you can do this in, like, their main phase 2 and just end their turn. Like, this card's stupidly good in this deck. I feel like, honestly, it's automatically a staple. Like, it's just too good in this deck, I feel. It put in quite a bit of work. So, yeah. So, that's it for the monsters. Now, going on to the extra deck, you don't really go into it a whole lot. 1 copy of Phoenix and then Unicorn, because, just they're good. 1 copy of the Blackluster Soldier Link, because, he's honestly pretty good. For XCs, I did play the number 27 package. Never came up. If you're not familiar with this, you basically destroy something by battle, summon this after the battle phase, you can burn for 200, or 2,000, sorry, and then, next turn, basically OTK with this. 1 copy of Baguska, saw the most use. Gaga Cowboy, because, if we can't go to Bastulus, we got that at least. I did play the Utopia double package, like the full package with the lightning, to get, you know, the full advantage and usage. In case if Utopia double got negated, I can go into lighting, and then if I happen to draw the double or nothing, I can just make regular Utopia and basically, you know, just swing over 5,000, or swing it 5,000 direct. I love it when I drop, you know, just this and people immediately shotgun the Ash Blossom. I can just be like, oh, cool, thanks. I'm going to make lightning now. So yeah. Oh, and then I also did play one copy of Utopia Rising. Basically there to kind of help me, you know, get Utopia double back. That was kind of the whole thought process there. I honestly forgot about this. So yeah, that's like the full new package now. So yeah, but you know, you don't gotta play the Rising. But if you want to take really just full advantage of all this, yeah, go ahead and play Rising, I'd say. And then lastly, I did play the Borbo with Chalk-9 and Zeus. If I went second, you know, I could basically go Chalk-9 into Borbo, attack direct for 0, Zeus their board. Didn't come up. Like, the one time, I feel like the one time it would have came up, I just, you know, I basically just Raigeki to get do the same thing. So this is kind of like a backup option. So yeah, it's nice to have more than one option. You know, for when I'm basically forced to go second, if I don't draw, you know, the Raigekis and shit, I can, you know, at least do that. So, so yeah, that was honestly, it was still a fun time. Like I feel like I enjoyed the tournament still. Like, everybody got some good laughs out of this. People, I think, kind of realized I wasn't gonna take it super serious, but I wanted to at least win one game with this deck, and instead of just winning a game, I won a round, which, you know, I'm like, cool. I feel like I accomplished something somewhat because I had no expectations for this deck. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this Warlock deck profile, guys. Sorry it's running really long, but I just feel like I had a lot to say. So yeah, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Go ahead, comment any comments y'all have. Link in the description down below my Instagram if you want to follow me on there. Go ahead and harpoon that like button, harpoon that subscribe button. Really helps the channel out, and I will see y'all in the next video.